Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today it's a slasher of a review, the Uncanny X-Men issue 17, Murder Me Mutina. Mutina. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, right? So, our story actually sort of touches base on all X teams in terms of what's going on. Mutina, a new movie coming out, is going to hit the box office, and it is about a mutant killer, Joyce. And there's extra showings, and pretty much everybody's buying these. So here is our cast of team. Writer Gail Simone is on the writing. Artist Luciano Vecchio, apologies if I said that wrong. Rachel Rosenberg on the color art, and letters VC Clayton Cowles. So, as always, there's a few references about and interviews. So they say that the story is not the movie writers say the story isn't about mutant violence. However, others are seeing it as perhaps this is what mutants are. And they all have their little say about mutants, various creatures like Blade and critics, etc. So, are we surprised that there is a mutant out there with killer knives murdering people? Perhaps not, considering in society there are awful moments when somebody who has been severely picked on, alienated, and isolated, they end up losing their mind. I'm not condoning what they do, lose their mind, and they use violence against others. And we've seen it plenty of time across the world, because nobody perhaps wants to be isolated. And that's sort of what the film is about. You got Mr. St. Junior's obviously worried about his child seeing such things, and obviously being obviously the difficult thing is being perhaps associated with mutants when this thing goes live. There's no hiding from this, no hiding at all. So the kids sneak off to watch the film, and as always, there's a swimming pool, a girl in a bikini, and there is a girl. So like I said, Brenda is considered a bully, and she bullied a little mousy little freak girl, tormented her because she was a mutant, gave fake nudes, said to the cops that she made a bomb, and basically alienated her until she lost her mind. And as such, we get this comical moment of her dad saying, "Brendan, come on, Mom's made tacos. We're going to be late. Get a scoot on." Mutina says that I'm a bully. So there we go. So the story finishes, and the kids go to have some food. And Horatio, apologies, quite clearly says, this is how they ruin us. And it's great because the X-Men don't have PR, even though some of them think that they should. They basically, a movie like this highlights mutants even more, highlights what they could become, and therefore you should be scared of them, and therefore it gives these bodies like the one at the school, I can't remember what they're called, the opportunity to go in, swoop some of them up, and put them in collars or prisons, whatever. It's that sort of thinking behind it, and we've seen it many a time since. We see it in the media all the time, trying to provoke people down a path, and that's what society is like today. So these kids had a bet whether they were just normal, average kids, or, well, let's say dirty, stinking, toxic mutants. And Horatio, I don't think that's how you pronounce his name. He very Hitoro. Oh goodness! At some point that will just come to me. We're going to call him Horatio anyway. Hitoro uses his powers to bring his dad, who says hi, and he knew that you would turn out like this, and he projects him to say that you're going to get a tannin. So the kids go home to to Rogue, just saying, you know, you need to be careful. That's the whole idea. We've got this moment with Waffles, the new dog who Ritoro managed to reach and the goodness in him, and now he's adorable and worships him. So anyway, I do remember going to see my first horror film. I think I was just at home with my mate stayed over, and Halloween was on. Yes, Halloween theme tune never leaves me. It's in my head right now. And I remember that night as we slept downstairs being quite honestly terrified. And Kaliko needed to stay down there. So Mr. St. Junius gives us some nice advice about, you know, forgiveness is a blessing. We should forgive, and then we can, you know, move forward. This boy's staring at him, and then it begins. However, this boy comes to help clean up because when he was younger, he had a really bad stutter and wasn't treated very nicely as well. So bullies, you know, some people who you may think are quite sound may have been bullied before and have come out the other end. So there's always a chance that if you are bullied, these people are usually just jealous, or they are just horrible people. And, you know, it's not very nice if you are being bullied. You gotta think with a cool head and how you respond, which Kalisa, I'm not saying names at all properly today, does not do. And yeah, they both get expelled for 3 days. But Gambit offers them ice cream. However, these two are going to go off and meet the young lady who was doing a speech today, because she's got a few things to say to her. And it becomes quite clear that this young lady hates mutants quite clearly. So much that she's going to go kill some. Yeah, that's right. Our actual actress, who we think is a normal person, is actually not a normal person and is going to kill them. And it's quite simple. Well, you stalked me, I defended myself, and who's going to believe you anyway? And what it all comes down, oh, she wants them to say the catchphrase. However, the X-Men come in and light it up so it's not darkness. Now, the point is, this young lady, she hates mutants and is like a porcelain doll who's perhaps been tormented. But ultimately, she can read minds. She is a mutant, but she is, you know, I'm not sure whether she's being used or whether she is just the villain of this particular story right now. But she says, you're not safe. This isn't over. This is good. I'm going to come for you at some point. So we have a new villain of the piece, and I really like this mask. This mask is very cool. It sort of reminds me, you know, I do go to Comic Cons throughout the year, and I'm not one of these cosplayers who makes amazing costumes. I wouldn't even dream of it because I'll look absolutely, it wouldn't suit me at all. But there are some amazing costumes out there that people spend hours creating, and this just reminds me of that in reality. Except she's a mutant as well. So we got the last page, and then we've got next issue coming up. And then I think once I've done that, I may finally actually be up to speed with X-Men. So quite looking forward to that. Anyway, hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed already. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.